I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but I know I'm ready to find out if chapter 20 is the chapter with the first ball. This is also Kai's chapter again, so I'm especially ready for this chapter. If you are not ready for it, pause the video and come back when you're ready. If you are ready, great, we're gonna keep going. So, it's time for chapter 20. We all know the drill. I talk about the book because that's all I do, and then I read and annotate while you guys watch, and then I talk about why I annotated it, and I blush like crazy over a fictional character like I always do, because what's better than a fictional character? A fictional character that actually exists, but they don't. So the correct answer is nothing. That is a trick question that will be on the quiz, so take notes. And I'm just kidding, there will be no quiz because I would have to create one and I really don't want to, and also I'm just too lazy because I'm an actual person that has a life, shockingly, besides books. That is completely off topic because I take rabbit trails, as you can already tell. Let us get into chapter 20 because I really want to read it. See you guys soon. I was right. This was the chapter about the ball. Yay! Although it did end on a cliffhanger, so I'm assuming the next one is also about the ball. But it's also from her point of view, so it's not as fun. But it'll still be fun. Let's get into my annotations, because I don't know if you can tell that video, but there was a lot. The first thing I did underline was the fact that it's the first ball, because apparently there will be another ball, which I do think I've heard about in like all the videos and edits I've seen about this series. But you know, you can never fully trust those because sometimes people create them and with the wrong context, it tells you something completely different. So I'm also trying to take those with a grain of salt and get all this information from reading the books, except for Kit. That I've seen enough edits to know that that wasn't just one with the wrong context, okay? Okay, the next thing I underlined, guys, because I actually thought this was really sweet, okay? So the queen enters, and Kai's talking about the king, his dad, and it says he smiles, really smiled at her. It's a rare expression for him, one that he only seems to wear when she's around. Guys, the king really loves his wife, okay? This means something in fantasy books, because I feel like in fantasy books, more often than not, the king does not care about his wife. So the fact that he looks at her with like a smile that he rarely uses, I just feel like that's so sweet because he did it in front of all the guys in the ballroom. So that was just me personally, but I just thought that was really sweet. Okay, and so also this starts with a banquet. I did get a little hungry reading this chapter, not going to lie. And then the king says, let the Persian trials begin, or the first ball, I'm sorry. And second, so it begins. And then this is the next part that I highlighted. And I actually thought this was also pretty cool. Like, I was not expecting this. Women, both young and old, begin filing through those golden doors one at a time. As is tradition, the men always enter the ballroom first and wait for the women to arrive, in honor of the queen who appeared fashionably late to the ball where she first met father, every eye on her as she made her entrance. Since then, every woman has been given the opportunity to make their arrival for all to watch and admire. And I just feel like the symbolism with that was actually pretty meaningful and pretty sweet again. And I just thought it was cool. So I underlined that. I still put a red mark for Blair. I put a green one, but then I realized I actually want it on this page instead. Like, I had 2 highlights here because I was like, ugh, it's her. Like, oh wait, ugh, I don't like her. And so I put 2. And then I realized that I could actually use it on this page, so I just moved it over. And here's why I put it on this page. We all know, if you don't know, you have not been paying attention. We all know that I want Kai and Peyton to end up together and be endgame. So when this man says, "You look stunning, Blair," even if his reasoning is because in a cold, sharp sort of way she does, I'm like, ugh, wrong person. Wrong person. I don't like her. So that is the wrong person to compliment. And I understand people can be ugly on the inside and beautiful on the outside, but it is words on a page and I can feel any way I want because she's a fictional character. Don't get mad at me. If you think that that's fine, that is your opinion. I don't care. This is such a subjective part of these videos because it really is how I interpret the book. So I truly do not care if you think that that's fine. Don't come after me. I won't come after you. We'll be happy. You don't even need to tell me. Or you can. I don't care. Just do it nicely. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, so then they're basically bullying Jax for fun. Andy and Kai, because they both beat him in fighting earlier that morning. And Blair goes, so Jax is like, "Where's Kit? He's the only one of you who's nice to me." And so Kai's like, "True, but you know I'm more fun." And Blair, because he has to, this is probably actually important for you to know, he escorted her to the ball because she cornered him and forced him into doing it, basically, because there were no other options for him, which we don't like her for that as well. But she opens her mouth and goes, "Are you? Because I'm bored." No one likes you. No one likes you, Blair. And he's like, "So sorry I'm not entertaining you, Blair. How are you this evening?" And I read that in such a sarcastic voice in my head, I cannot do it justice. The next page is how he reacts when he sees Peyton. I completely blanked, even though I was looking at her name, when she enters. Also, before I tell you what she wore, this is important to know. Basically, every girl wears green to the ball because it's the color of Ilya. It's not official. It's just kind of like understood, but it's not actually supposed to happen. So, what does our girl Peyton come in wearing? A silver dress, because she has been called the Silver Savior. He's admiring it. Literally almost this whole page is just him admiring her dress and noticing her and ignoring Blair. That's what I want. That's what I really want. And then Blair has to go open her big mouth and ruin everything. Because in a mocking tone, this is important because I don't know that I know how to do this when I'm doing a video and I'm trying to do it on purpose. So I'm going to clarify, this is said in a mocking tone in case it doesn't come out. "That's a lovely gown you're wearing, Peyton." We obviously know Peyton can protect herself and defend herself because I was trying to combine those 2 words. And so she looks up, smiles slightly. "Why, thank you. And your dress is so very unique because she's wearing green and everyone else is wearing green." So Blair has to get back at her. "I don't know if you were taught this in the slums, so let me enlighten you. Ilya's kingdom color is green, not silver." What's the next 2 words? I stiffen. I don't care about the rest of the sentence. That's the only part that matters. He's getting mad at Blair for what she said to Peyton. And then later, Peyton says something back that's not important. And so Blair, because she can deal with metals, because I don't know how to pronounce what they call the ability. I think it's tele, but I could be completely wrong. And says, my voice is, oh wait, no. Sorry, I got distracted again. The knife that was on Peyton's plate is now aimed at her heart. And so before he says anything, it says, my voice is far cooler than my sudden rage. That is meaningful. Read it for yourself. If you can. Yeah. There you go. That's important. He cares. He cares so much. And then Kit asks Peyton to dance. Ugh. And so they go, right after she nods. And then I'm staring after them as they stride onto the dance floor where several other couples have begun spinning in time to the music. He's a little stalker, isn't he? That's okay. It's fictional, so we like it. And then Blair is dancing with him somehow that he doesn't remember. And he's like, the feel of her is foreign to me after the nights spent with Peyton in my arms. Nights that I still haven't told Kit about. See, that sounds kind of important. If there's nothing going on, why haven't you told him? Don't worry, I totally understand why he hasn't told him. I am not oblivious. He likes her, and Kit likes her. And they're brothers. And if they both like her, they're going to compete on who's going to win her. And then underneath it says, I was doing him a favor. Keep telling yourself that. And then he's still watching her. He's still watching her. She looks elegant and entrancing. He cares. And then he asks what's wrong with him, because he never does that. I can give plenty of reasons why something might be wrong with him, but I'm not going to get into that. And then, at the very end, she is the embodiment of bad decisions, the twin of danger and desire, the fine line between deadly and divine. And I can feel myself drowning. And that is how chapter 20 ends. And it was so much fun to read this. Don't worry, I didn't lose my place, guys. I was smart. Don't worry. That would have been really annoying, actually. But I would have found my place. Don't worry. And I don't know if this video was longer than usual because it was a long chapter, or because it was Kai's chapter, or because I just talked and got way off topic multiple times. I think, because my memory is also like a goldfish. Either way, this has probably been my longest video. Might stay my longest video, might not, never know. Thanks for listening to me blab about this book, because when I'm not having a social life, this is my social life. I will try to have another one for you guys tomorrow. No guarantees, but stay cool.